everybody. I'm Scott, and I'm an American in Bangkok. I got a letter today from a guy. Imagine that, from a guy. Let me read what he wrote, because in context, you'll get a better idea of why I'm reading this. Okay, this guy writes this was on YouTube. Don't hook up with Issan bitches. Ever. They're a stone's throw from the Stone Age. They believe and practice black magic. Yeah, you read that correctly. If you're going to date a Thai lady, make sure she has Chinese heritage. Thai Chinese. She'll be well educated, solvent, gainfully employed. My wife makes 150,000 baht per month, excluding bonuses. Family orientated. The family between you and her. Okay, that's what he means. Family oriented. The family is between you and her. She'll speak a reasonable, if not high level of English, has excellent manners, and you'll have a future together, providing you're not a filthy whoremonger. If you're a filthy whoremonger that lets pussy run his world, ignore the above advice and stick to street whores. Because frankly speaking, that's all low lifes like you deserve. Here's one of the most important factors when deciding if I'll date a woman. Education, education, education. If she doesn't have one of the three above, run. I don't date stupid, ignorant Philistines back home. Why would you do it here? Now, I agree with some of what he's saying. I mean, listen, one thing that I've been saying from the very beginning is to find yourself an educated woman who is willing to work for herself and who can provide for herself without her hand out going, give me, give me, give me. I mean, it's so simple. And yet, I've got over 500 videos, and probably 80% of them or more are about women because men just can't seem to figure them out. And I think it has to do with the little head syndrome. That is, they think they are ruled by the little head, the penis, as opposed to the brain. And I understand, when you got a hard on and you haven't busted a nut in a while and you're like, oh man, I just got. But you see, that's the thing. First of all, you can either just go do it yourself, DIY, or Thailand is set up for this. You go into a massage parlor. You get a girl, she gives you a nice bath, she rubs your back, she clips your nails, and then she rubs her body all over you to get you nice and erect. And then she helps you crack a nut, and you feel a little better, and you go on your merry way. And then you don't fall in love with some chick who, while she may know how to use her snatch, and she may know how to use her feminine ways, she doesn't know much more than that. So that's all she's got to rely on. Now, that's not to say that, first of all, I don't agree with him when he says don't hook up with Issan bitches. Listen, the Issan girls tend to be the poor. It's a poor region. So, in general, many of the women who foreigners come into contact with tend to be very poor. And they need money. So, if you're looking for somebody to take care of, well then, you probably have a high probability. You have a high probability of hooking up with a Issan girl if that's what you're looking for. If you're looking someone who can stand on her own, who makes a good living. Now, I don't agree with some of this shit. Okay? First of all, not all Issan chicks practice black magic. Get the fuck out of here. I believe this is the same cunt who wrote me a while ago, talking about black magic and all this other shit. I don't even want to hear it, because you know what? I don't believe it. I don't believe in it. I don't give a fuck. And if some chick starts telling me that she's involved in black magic, I don't care how good the pussy is. She's gone like fucking Donkey Kong, pal. Okay, so, and then to say that to lump them all together is like me lumping all women from Pattaya together and saying that they're all whores. I know they're not all whores. What I'm saying when I say that, because in the very same thread, There's a guy who says, hey, he gives some great advice. Only one thing I would reconsider. There are regular women in Pattaya or in that part of the country that are regular ladies and just as good as Thai ladies you can find anywhere. I met a public school teacher. She has never asked me for any money, nor has she shown any interest in my money. She has her own. There are other things in people in Pattaya besides the sex workers, though I'm not knocking the profession. I do not agree to fall in love with a sex worker. Well, I mean, listen, that's good that you're smart enough to know that. And what I wrote back to this guy was, obviously not every woman in Pattaya is a whore. That's not the point, though. You guys are missing the fucking point. I'm fucking tired of this shit. I'm irritable. I'm fucking pissed off. Because all I get is messages from dummies. And wait until you see the next video I got coming, because this guy's, he's fucking out there. And he's a Russian. The Russian. Okay? And he thinks he knows everything. He's never even fucking been here. Many guys, this is what I wrote, many guys coming to Thailand for the first time or second time simply cannot differentiate between a woman spewing bullshit and a woman who is sincere. If you don't live here or you don't know the country, why on earth would you or anyone else go to Pattaya to find the woman of their dreams? It's ridiculous. I'm not saying a guy comes to Thailand, he says, hey, let's go to Pattaya. He's got a buddy with him. Hey, let's go there, man. Let's have a good time. He's partying his ass off. And he's in Thailand for 3 weeks. Maybe he goes somewhere and he's a little bit outside of the city. And he meets a girl. Oh, she's very pretty. And then he talks to her and he gets her email address. And so he writes her. He's been writing her for a couple of months. And then he comes back and then he goes and sees her again and something happened. Okay, that can happen. But the chances of it are very slim. And you know why? Because most guys who come here for the first time don't speak the language. Many Thais don't speak the language. And they certainly don't speak it well enough to be able to get into a serious relationship. Now, this is where guys get into trouble. Because the girl can say, hello, I'm fine, thank you. Yes. Yes, I understand you. And they don't understand shit. The guy falls for him because she's got a pair of nice tits and she's got a sweet smile and she's so lovely. I just couldn't resist her. And then he puts it in, and then he's like, oh, wow, this girl is so special. Everything is wonderful. But yet he doesn't know anything about her other than, hello, I'm fine, thank you. Oh, you very handsome. Oh, I make money. I know want your money. It's like you really need to, I don't know. I think, to me, I take getting into a serious relationship, I take it as something very important. I don't take it as something that I don't take it lightly. I wouldn't get involved in a serious relationship after a day and go, okay, I love you, honey. Let's go. You're beautiful. You're my dream girl. Oh, fucking A. If you don't live here, why are you, okay, blah, blah, blah. Pretty ridiculous. Where did you meet your wife? Oh, in Pattaya. At a bank. She wasn't a bar girl. And your friends are going to be like, oh, really? Now, in the end, it doesn't matter. Because all that matters is your happiness. But let's face it, man. The chances of you going as a guy who is a newbie, who is coming here as a tourist, or coming here and you've been here for a couple of weeks and you hook up with some chick who lives in Pattaya, or who lives in Thailand in general, and all of a sudden you're in love and you've met your dream girl. I met her online through Skype. We've been talking for months. Oh yeah, she must be wonderful because she never asked me for money. Oh fuck. You act like it's a big deal not to ask for money. I mean, it's like unbelievable, man. And this guy, he's got it right in one way, where he says that if you're gonna date a Thai lady, make sure she's well-educated, solvent, gainfully employed, and family-oriented. And that means that her family, does not, her mother and father and sisters and brothers don't come before you. And she speaks a reasonable, if not high level of English, has excellent manners. I think all of this is extremely important. Do I think she needs to have Chinese heritage? No, I don't think so. And this guy acts like 150,000 baht a month is big money. For a Thai woman, it's good money, definitely. But really, when you come down to it, money is money, okay? A car still costs at least 1,000,000 baht, a halfway decent car. It's going to cost you 1,000,000 baht. Doesn't matter. 1,000,000 baht might be $30,000 or 28,000, whatever it is, $27,000. It's still 27 grand. So, you can say what you want, but 150K is not all that much. Okay? Now, if she's got a loving family and she's got a good job and she's got a good head on her shoulder and you land a chick who's making 150K, it's a good deal. I mean, my wife doesn't make that much, but she makes a hell of a lot more than the average chick working at a fucking fruit stand or in an office. I'll tell you that. And I view myself as fortunate. Now, the trade-off with that is that, there are guys out there who, when they come here, what they want is they just want somebody to be with them. They just want a partner with them to go with them everywhere, do everything with them. And when you got a girl who's working, that's not possible. And, it's taken some adjusting on my part, because in the last couple of years, my wife has been working on her career. But then I've been working on some things myself, so we have an understanding where I get to do what I want. I have things to do, and I do them, and she understands it's for the benefit of our family, and she has things that she has to do. So, frankly, this guy, he's pretty dead on, except for the black magic part. And he's true. He's correct when he says, if you're a filthy whoremonger that lets pussy run his world, ignore the above advice and stick to street whores. Because frankly speaking, that's all lowlifes like you deserve. Listen, there are plenty of guys who are not lowlifes who use prostitutes. And I hate to burst your bubble, and it's not like saying that, all these guys come here, and the only reason they come here is they can't get pussy back home. Get the fuck out of here. If you really believe that, you're a fucking idiot. Okay? Really. Because, let me tell you something. I'm not the greatest looking guy. I admit it. I'm not butt ugly. But when I was thin and had hair and I was a lot more fit, I got my share of women. Now, if I'm not a great looking guy and I can get more than my share of women, I guarantee you, I did. Guys who are good looking guys, they don't have a problem. The problem comes right here, between the ears. If they have a problem here, how they deal with women, how they interact with women, which I will admit, sometimes I've had my problems, like most men do. But if you've got it halfway together, you don't have to fly halfway around the world for pussy. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's a lot more cost effective to go down the street to some massage parlor and have some chick jerk you off or suck you off or whatever. I mean, that's the way to go if you're going to do it and you're back in the U.S. or in Europe somewhere. There are cheaper ways. That's my point. So, I don't necessarily believe all this bullshit. But the thing is that if you are the kind of guy who is hanging out in some beer bar all day long, every day, and you expect to hang out and be loved by some woman who's got her shit together and she's working hard and she knows you're doing this, eventually it's going to come to a head. And I don't mean your dickhead. I mean it's going to come to the point where the girl is going to go, what the fuck are you doing? I mean, you better be shelling out some heavy-duty cash to her. That's maybe the kind of woman she might want to be. But if she's the kind of woman who wants to take care of herself and who wants to build a family and get to know each other, that kind of shit, if you're going to engage in that kind of those kind of activities, generally what you need to do is you need to be discreet. And that's the difference between Thai men and Western men. Western men they're right out in the open. They just go into Nana Plaza or wherever. And the Thai men, I mean, there are places where you just drive your car. They close the door behind you, and you go into a little carport. They close a curtain so nobody can see the car inside of the carport. And you go in, you walk right in through there, and you go and you do your business, and you drive out. That's not to say that they don't get caught sometimes or that the women don't know. But what I'm saying is this guy is correct, and he says, listen, if you want to hang out and bang whores all the time, and that's what you want your life, you've got money, you've got enough money. And I know a guy who's got, he's fairly well off. And by that I mean he's not making $100,000 a month or $200,000. He's making quite a bit more. And he's got a couple of girls living with him, and he has, they understand that he does what he wants. He goes where he wants. He screws women when he wants. And if they don't like it, they can hit the road. Now, I'm sure that inside some of them may not like it, but they don't say anything because they have this agreement and he's paying them. So if that's what you want, then you better be able to pay. If you want a girl like to be involved and be your wife and raise your kids and do these kind of things, generally, they're not going to put up with it, okay? If you're discreet, okay, maybe you can do it and, everything will be copacetic. But other than that, I think, the guy's pretty much hit it on the head here. But, let me just say again that, first of all, I don't believe all Thai women are whores, and not by any stretch of the imagination, nor can you pay for them all. Because what's so funny is that guys will write every once in a while, oh, yeah, they're all the same. You just fucking throw them some money and you get in their pants. Okay, sure. I got some girls that you can come meet, and you can come tell that, and they're going to laugh in your fucking face. And they're going to go, listen, I just want a guy who's good looking. I got money. I don't need this guy. I'm driving a BMW. What the fuck do I need you for? Because you're going to give me 100,000 baht every month? Motherfucker, I make 500,000 a month. What do I need your money for? I'm driving a BMW. Or they got a guy who's their husband who is the head of a corporation, and he's filthy rich, and he throws her a couple of 100,000 for doing nothing but taking care of herself. I mean, there are women like this out there, and they are, even the women on the lower scale of this. There are plenty of women who are making 10 or 15,000 baht a month, and they're in love with their guy, and they're like, I'm not going to go fuck you. What are you, out of your fucking mind? So, I mean, there are some that will. I mean, let's get that clear. Of course there are. You go, hey, honey, I'll give you a... It's just like, what was that movie with Demi Moore and Woody Harrelson, the proposal, or whatever the fuck it was. The guy said, I'll give you $1 million if you let me be with your wife. That kind of thing. I mean, listen, money talks, and if it's big enough money, then maybe, things will happen. But in general, most guys don't have the kind of money where they can just throw out a huge figure and sleep with some chick just because they want to sleep with them. So anyway, now listen, High Speed Thai, we can't forget the sponsor of this video. highspeedthai.com. Use the code AIB. Go to the link below. They'll help you to learn the language. And you know what? If you want to hook up with a broad, a young lady, a sweet young lady in Thailand, a Thai lady, then you probably need to know the language. It would help. And this is a good way to learn. highspeedthai.com. Use the referral code AIB, or go to my website and you'll see a button that says High Speed Thai. That's the way you go. And by the way, my book is out. In case you don't know, and you're sleeping under a rock or something, They Call Me Farang. You can go to my website at anamericaninbangkok.com. You'll see a book cover, the book cover. You click on that, boom, it'll take you to Amazon. Or just go into Amazon and click, just search They Call Me Farang. And it's available in Kindle and printed format. So if you want to know a little bit from my warped perspective about Thailand, down on paper, which I've had a chance to think about before when I speak, I just let it all out. The only notes I got are what the guy wrote me. Okay, this is another one. These are the notes. I don't generally write anything down. I just wing it. But when I'm writing, when I write a book, it's a little bit different. So please support me that way. That would be great. Anyway, I hope you like this video. Until next time, well, click like, click share. Please click share. It helps, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Chok di la jerk and my.